Okay, we're going to try this again. So, still trying to figure out how to use OBS to stream, but for some reason my video was not updating. So, what we missed, I did the first one, pulled the oil off. So, see there's a little bit of excess on the back here. Again, we'll do a few more of these, so we'll see the process. All right, we'll set him aside. We'll go to the next one. So, what I missed. All right, so what we have here, this is a small container with the mineral spirits. I'm using makeup sponges. You can pick up a block of these on Amazon. Super cheap. They're useful for lots of craft applications. And then forget if I need to, I've got these. These are Q-tips for specifically made for electronics. They do not leave fibers behind when you use them. They can be kind of handy if I need to get into some tight crevices, but for the most part with these sponges, I generally don't see that I need to. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go start removing some of this material, some of the excess here. Now, as you can see right now, looks like it got caught in an oil explosion. And as you can see, even though it's been about a half hour, we're just going to gently remove where we don't want lots of color. You know, and you can see how easily that comes off. I'm looking underneath that beak helmet. I might some of the excess off the sponge. And again, the material I used, the oil I made, was very brown. A lot of brown to it. If you wanted to just do the metal with black, I think that would look really nice. And again, you have a lot of control here because of the oil. Once, if you've used tones, Army Painter tones or Games Workshop products, you're going to see that you don't have a lot of working time. It dries out. It's just, as soon as you're done, it's dry. And you can't remove it. So, as you can see, this guy, he's got this awesome helmet here. We're just going to gently remove the excess. There's a lot inside that mug. We're going to get rid of that. I suspect if you were to come back, a period of time later, tomorrow, if I were to come at this and look at it again tomorrow and be like, oh, I should have pulled more of it off. I think with mineral spirits, it'll probably come right back off. Now, once these are done, I'm going to go through and let them settle set them up overnight, let them dry. And like this one's been done for a few weeks. It's dry to the touch. It really doesn't have that shine to it anymore. It takes a while for that to come off. So, got a few more of these guys. I think I'm going to go with a cleaner sponge. I'm going to try this without, so add a little bit of that mineral spirits, and see, it's going to loosen and work that, move that oil right off. Actually, I'm going to put a little bit more back on there. Now let's go back to this guy. This is the one where I had a really thick oil in that first video before I thinned it out. So let's reveal this guy. Let's see what he looks like underneath there. Definitely taken a little longer to get into all those nooks and crannies, but I think he's going to come out just fine. Let's try one of the Q-tips. I want a little bit more of that rust on that helmet. But I really want that. I really wanted that teapot to stand out. In these green bags. There we go. Now, right now they do look like they're wet. So it's going to take a little time for them to, the rest of the mineral spirits to wash off, but I'm not too worried about that. It will. It'll take a couple days probably. So. I really like this guy with his little mushrooms going out of his head. I really like that's kind of a nice Hieronymus Bosch looking model. Really like that head. I only printed a couple of them up because I didn't want to go too excessive with it, but it is a really interesting. As you can see on these models, the detail in those Kickstarter models is just amazing. All right, 3 to go. This guy's pretty dark, but... And I think if you were doing any other model, even if you didn't want him to look so dirty, like I said, you know, you could really do this with whatever color you wanted. If you have a model that's predominantly green, you could mix up a dark green to do this work with, and I really like how I can reapply this. If I take a little too much off, so when these guys are done, I'll probably do a YouTube short of them, probably on a turntable, so you can see what they look like. But I'm going to give them a day or two to kind of dry up and set. So we've been recording for, how long have we been going here? 12 minutes. So, as you can see, this is a pretty quick process. I really like this little wood piece this guy's got for armor on his chest. I like his little knee patches, so I want to make sure those are cleaned off fairly well so they're visible. Oops, let me get back in frame here. So I'm cutting it to the wire. Today is Wednesday. These guys have been a project for my pen club for the last 3 months. And hopefully, I just want to finally get them done. My friend who introduced me to Turnip 28, I'm sure he's eager for me to get some guys done so we can freaking play the game. I believe he's got a full regiment together, all painted up, ready to go, waiting on me. right, there we go. That's the last guy. Well, let's see, one of the first ones we did here. This one's pretty wet. So here's one of the first ones we did. So this is, like I said, this is going to take some time. Let them sit overnight for a day or two. Let them fully dry out. And it'll take some time, but that oil will eventually harden up. In my experience, like I said, these guys are a couple weeks old. And they're dry, they're matte finish, not sticky to the touch at all. I might go through and do a varnish on them just to protect them, but we'll see. So anyway, hope you found that informative. I don't know how many people are doing oil washes. I know there's a number of YouTubers that have done videos on them already, but I wanted to show you what my experiences are. I think this technique is ideal for these Turnip 28 minis, anything where you're looking for a dark and dirty, grimy feel, whether it's Turnip 28, sludge. I think this will be really good for doing weathering on vehicles, for gas lands. So anyway, until next time, this has been Grover at Old Ones with Dice. Before I go, I'm going to check to see if anyone happened to make any comments in the chat, which I doubt. That's the one. Let's see if I find this. Before I go, I'm going to check to see if anyone happened to make any comments. And nothing. And with that, I will be signing off.